6 Honda Pilot 3.5. We're going to remove the intake manifolds and then the valve cover gaskets, or the valve covers, so we can get to the valve cover gaskets. And then all I do here, let me get this link. Do, do, do. Then, say like your axle nuts, probably like anywhere from like 30 to like 36. Things that are important,
Okay.
that have high torque, they'll have bigger size or whatever. But most of these guys, at least what we're doing today, it's going to be mainly 10s, 12s, maybe a 14. But it's just really also rated on what like the torque, I guess,
Okay.
is required.
Okay.
First things first. Let me get my bag. Let me grab my bag. If I need an extension or something that I lose all the time.
Oh, I didn't bring any extensions.
No, that should be good.
I just got like the basic tools I keep with me if I gotta change a tire or like.
No, we should be good with this.
Okay.
I got everything that didn't really pull them over around and do a rebuild. I just
To be honest with you, I would think this is like a perfect spot.
it really is. That's why I'm like, yo, this really worked. Like the lady, she was like, yeah, it's fine. You can work on your car. She was like, just don't have everything apart, no over the place. I got you. I promise. That will never be the case. I'm usually really clean with my repairs. The only thing that you might see me do is like, oh, I dropped this here or dropped that there. But when it comes to like space, like I don't really have issues. All right, so first thing I always do, take the battery off. You don't have to. It's just we're gonna mess with electronics, and I need to reset the check engine light anyway.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the first thing I do.
So aside from using like a computer to erase it, another way you can erase it is
Taking the battery off. Yep.
Just the negative.
Just the negative.
Okay.
Yeah. You can take off both if you want. Like if you're working on an alternator starter, I recommend taking them both off because when you go to take the bolts, and the wires off of either one of those, there's a ground as well as a power, and it's like if you touch one of them to the other, you can technically complete the circuit that's going to the battery.
Gotcha.
So if I was doing a starter or an alternator, then I would just pull both of them because I don't want to have to worry about it. But pretty much, I've never had to really worry about it doing something like this. So then, yeah, from here, plate. Let's go around, take all these pins up. And you see, if you notice, I'm very liberal with this gun.
Yeah.
It's strong, don't get me wrong, but I could probably just zip them all out, no problem. I'd rather go slow.
To not lose them, right?
Not really lose it, but I don't want to mess up these threads.
Okay.
Like, I've never had a problem with these, but with my luck, like not having something else to go be able to drive to the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta work on this energy.
Yeah, and exactly. And hope I don't mess nothing up to where it's like, oh, well, I need to go to the store now. And I don't have what it is I need. You know what I mean?
As far as gaskets are concerned, how many different gaskets are there?
Bunch. Any metal, anything that has any type of fluid inside, it's got a gasket, and that's not even true. Because this doesn't technically have fluid inside, this just has air. But you are always going to have some type of gasket, a seal, something, because this is a sealed system.
Okay.
The only thing that's opening and allowing anything from the outside in is your air box over there. So
Gotcha.
this is technically it's a manifold, but they call this your plenum. So right here, you have a gasket here. If this gasket was not here, you'd have a vacuum leak. It would suck in air, essentially, or vacuum through here.
So what type of code would come up if it was like a vacuum leak? Would it say like evap emissions?
No, it would be more so like bank one. You'd get like lean codes.
Okay.
It would be like system to lean. So lean means that it's sucking in too much air. Rich means there's more fuel than air. I don't know why this is open like that. This shouldn't be open. This might be getting stuck. That could be causing an issue as well. It's a butterfly valve. At high RPMs, high speed, this thing opens this guy up.
Gotcha.
And it gluts because there's a whole chamber in here where you can get extra air. So right now at low speed, this comes through and the air in here just goes through these guys. You see how that?
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your 6 cylinders. Remember I was telling you how you can know which one is in front, like which one's cylinder 1? See how this is closer? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you know your cylinders. These holes down in here, these are your ports for your exhaust gas recirculation, which these actually seem okay. Because a lot of times they get clogged up with carbon. Same thing with this. Normally, but that's how I know that this motor's been changed recently. This whole thing would be filled up with carbon in here.
Gotcha.
But I can tell, like I said, it was done. It's not gunked up with carbon because you'd even see it over here. It's a little bit over here, but that's nothing like crazy. You know what I mean? So pretty much now at this point, we got that off. I don't really need to mess with this, but we're going to take out like all the other connectors that go to the manifold as well as the hoses. So we're going to take this guy off. This hose is going to come off. I just leave this plugged in, like on here. I'm not going to unbolt that. There's a gasket in here as well. Okay. If you can take the least amount of stuff off,
the better.
Yep. And then whatever you can, like, if you can take it off a way where you don't disturb the gasket is better as well. Hold this for me.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. Just because you a leak, or it'll suck up air. So like, if I don't have to take this off, I'm not gonna mess with it. I have to take the throttle body off, but if I didn't have to, if it didn't have coolant in it, I would just take this guy off, take the hose out, and then just lift the whole thing up with it. You
okay.
know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's just like, which one is the lesser of two evils? Messing with the coolant and possibly letting air into the coolant. Now I gotta bleed it, burp it, hope it doesn't overheat, or, you know, essentially just hope that this gasket doesn't go bad when I take it off.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So these hoses that you're taking off now, are those for coolant?
No, these are vacuum lines, but I shouldn't even mess with this one. I should just take it off down there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because this is your purge valve up here. Oh, or the vent. Nah, it's the purge valve. Your purge valve sits right here. There's another line right here that goes to this guy, which is some type of two-way valve. I'm not 100% sure what that is without looking at the diagram. But instead of taking this off, because I would have to unbolt this and leave it in a car, I'm just going to take the hose off at the bottom that connects down here that somebody didn't even put the clamp back on anyway.
Gotcha.
So,
and then you're just going to leave that connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, like I said, whatever, I have to say it's the least amount of work, but less likely to do what I just fucking did. I can't believe I just did that shit. Now I definitely want to fucking clamp on.
What happened? It broke?
Yeah, you hear it?
But what was it that broke?
The fucking plastic.
Oh, damn.
Nipple on the end of it. I should have looked at this first. It is. It's not the end of the world. It's just gonna be annoying because I now have to get that from pull apart. Just did that. It's wow. Whatever. Next thing, I pull this guy off. Clamp on here makes it a little easier. Just pull that guy off. This should come right out because there's no clamp on it. So you should do it this way with it. Come on. Comes out. So what I'm gonna do at this point, let's pull this up. Do I need to? No.
But it just gives you more room.
So I don't gotta fight with nothing. So break nothing else. Like, I can't believe I just did that, man. Unbelievable. This is your throttle position sensor. That's how it knows. Because it's not drive-by-wire. So the gen before this, like 02, 03, It would be a cable here. It goes to your gas pedal as you
And
hit
then it moves,
it.
yep.
Pulls it.
I got you.
Like my CL was the same way. Your RL should have been that way as well.
So I actually had a Honda CRV
Yeah.
back in Pennsylvania, and that was a drive by wire. Yeah.
I had like a 99, so like 01, 02.
I think it was a 99 or 2000.
Yeah. Same body. So I had one of those. I think I had a 98.
Okay.
So that's all it does is these are 12s. That real quick.
You want me to hop on this side just so you can see?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. That's definitely being a big help. Because normally I've got a mount that I wear on my head.
Oh yeah.
And it works nice, don't get me wrong, but I can only imagine my phone overheating.
Oh yeah.
Already.
And that drink possibly falling.
Yeah. Well, no, I ain't gotta worry about the phone. I know it's gonna get hot.
Oh, your mount is that good?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull. I'll show you.
I had a phone mount, and it like you kind of like put it around your neck, and then the phone's like sits there.
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't even know where that drink went. This drink gone. I gotta get another one.
First thing I take off, I break. It's crazy. Can't make this stuff.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about now. I could just. You might have to move it back.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do, bro. But yeah, so this line right here. So this is a vacuum line. It's a breather. That's just right here. This hose comes up through this pipe. Goes down, this hose runs right through there. And what that's for is for your cold start. When you start up in the morning, when it's cold out, you don't get that cold surging idle. Cars are designed this way through here. So this will be pretty much the same temperature as the rest of the car. Versus that being a few degrees cooler or hotter. That's why the coolant runs through.
Gotcha.
But pretty much now at this point, this is disconnected. We just got to get this hose off, that hose off, then we can unbolt and pretty much separate it, which is what I'm gonna do now. Just really, I really like, very tight that I just broke that piece, man. It's like something like that. It's like now it's an extra 40, 50 bucks. I'm gonna get it from Pull Apart, don't get me wrong, but now that's. Not to say I can't put this back, but...
So what would you have to get? You'd have to get this whole piece right here? Okay.
Like, could I try and repair that? Probably, but I'm not. I'm just going to go get another one. It is what it is.
At Pull Apart, it'll be a little cheaper though, right?
Yeah, but it's just I'm going to be standing out there that much longer trying to get to that.
Okay,
You know what I mean? And also hope that the one that I take off isn't
the
broken.
right one.
No, it's just hopefully the one I took off isn't broken and it works. Because you gotta remember, I don't know what's going on with the motors out there. I just try to always pull from a car that's been in an accident.
Okay.
So if I see the fender or something smashed on it, I'm like, okay, they totaled it out, and that's why they took this. Versus, I see nothing wrong with the body of the car. First thing I'm thinking is the motor or the trans is messed up.
That's smart, because I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Look for the ones with the accident.
Yep, that's the first thing I look for. If it don't look like it's got any damage on it, I'm gonna keep looking, and then it's like, dang, ain't nothing out here. I'm gonna just, it's a 50-50 shot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now we are, nothing else is connected over here. And this is what I'm saying, like to get to this right now would be very easy, but it's like whatever. Like, nothing can be easy.
So when I first got this car, the mechanic told me that he changed the. You said that's the VTEC solenoid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he changed that out. So I don't know if it went bad by now or if it would need to be changed. But I do remember him telling me that he did change that out. Yeah.
I mean, my fear, one, this should have a spacer on it. Which is crazy.
What's the spacer?
So there should be a 3-inch spacer between this guy and the bottom guy. I'm going to show you. And then when I get one, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. But it's just a piece of metal. It lifts this manifold up and makes it easier to work on certain things. But,
okay.
Like if I had that on here, I could honestly probably get that valve cover off without removing this.
Because you'd have enough space?
Okay. This would be up 3 inches higher. So I can, the thing that's stopping me from getting this off without taking this off is the one bolt that is right here, under here. Same thing on the back. There's one bolt right here somewhere.
Gotcha.
I just can't get to it, kind of like how your thing is. I can't get to it because something else is blocking. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
That's really it. I'm going to take all these 12s out. All these 12s out. This blank here. Oh, this is crazy, bro. It's like they don't stop. Ever.
Oh yeah, no, this Georgia.
Crazy. The only thing though, I'm gonna have to remember that, is when I go pull that spacer, I gotta get the bolts for it. Because they're 3 inches longer now.
Okay.
There's a spacer on it now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if you got those bolts and you put it 3 inches under it, not even gonna be able to reach.
Exactly. So, and I actually did this. I put the spacer on my Acura, and it raised the intake up, but then it raised it up too much. It was hitting the hood, so
okay.
I had to I cut this brace in the middle. I cut all of this extra out, and then I had a pad there. I took that out. I still didn't have enough space. I bought a hood spacer, which basically it puts like washers
in between
here, so it opens the hood some. So you'll see some cars sometimes and the hood looks like it's open more like that.
Gotcha.
That's what they do. They put a spacer on there. So I had to run a spacer on mine, and even still with the spacer on there, it was like still not enough space. But now we pretty much got this off. Just make sure that's out to the side, and then just lift up. Just carefully make sure that this guy right here is gonna get stuck in there. That's it. Comes right off. Make sure nothing falls in there.
And then what you just took off was the intake manifold, right? Okay.
Or they call it a plenum.
A plenum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You need something down?
You never really want to put it straight down on something. This is my headlamp.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
So that's what I'm saying. So I put this on. And
then put your phone right in there?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Phone goes right in there. And then this, so right up top, boom, that's that light. You know what I'm saying? You could put like 3, 4 of them because you could put more
connected.
on
Okay.
Here. This
yeah,
is
that's
like
hot.
the photographer, like what the photographers use.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
So how long you been going live for? How long you been going live for? You said?
I mean, I've been doing it for a minute now, but like doing this, I'd say about a year.
Okay.
Because I started working on a little shop, but yeah, the spacer would sit right here, and it would probably sit up to like right there. So even these gotta come up. I'd have to, because that's what I had to do on mine. But if you come over here, you can actually see down and you can see your valves. So this is all your intake valves. So this is your back cylinder. So right there, you see them like 2 things. Let's see if I can get right.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but I think I see what you're talking about.
Oh shit, yeah, it's fully charged. Yeah, see those guys down there? See, I got one on the left, one on the right.
Oh yeah, I see.
So each cylinder has 2 valves. So these are your intake side.
Okay.
So, and it's like you can't really see nothing from here, but ain't really no carbon in there, ain't really no oil in there, and they all look the same. Can't really see this side too well, but same thing. It's not crazy carbon buildup. Same thing. You see this?
Yeah.
This is carbon, but this isn't that bad. Like I've seen where this is like a whole like
Yeah.
gotta go in there with
gotta dig it out.
Yeah, dig it out, spray cleaner in there. But then, like I said, it would also be in that top plate as well as the plenum. Yours isn't, and that's what I was saying. That's how I knew, like whoever did this either replaced the motor or I did some work on it recently. But yeah, now literally to do this valve cover, that's what I'm talking about. These bolts right here. So like I said, if this was up, I could stick a ratchet around there and get to these bolts. You know, I don't know why it has so many extra ones. Because this one was 1, 2, 4, 5. I've never seen them. Usually like a mine, I have one bolt there. I think there's 5 bolts total. But this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like mine would look like this, versus yours got like 2 extra bolts in there.
So, like, could he possibly like a different?
What I need to.
Okay, so
Unplug this guy. So give me a little bit more. Unplug this guy. See, now I got a little bit more swing, and then once I unplug the coils, I should honestly be able to give it damn near go that way. And if I want to, I can unplug. These are your injectors. So I can unplug. But yeah, now what I'm gonna do, kind of same thing like I did yesterday. I'll unplug the coils. One, clean all 4 valves. There's 2 intake valves right here, 2 exhaust valves here, and your spark plug's literally right in the middle.
oh, okay,
So
okay,
your spark
okay.
plug is that far down. So no, I don't have to take those out. I'm gonna take them out because I gotta check them again. But yeah, like I'm not trying to do anything unnecessary. Something that I did already yesterday, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm trying to just. That's why I'm tight right now that I broke that piece, because I technically am better off not putting this back together and just waiting until I have that piece and then putting it back together versus putting it back together and then
getting the piece and then having to take everything apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? That's why I was like, let me wait till I have the valve cover before I do this. And I really wanted to wait until I had that VTEC solenoid. But it's like, it is what it is. I'm right here. I'm going to do what I got.
I mean, if you need me to take you, I could definitely take you if you want to, like, just leave it apart. That way you don't have to put the whole thing back together just to come back and take it apart again.
We'll see how this goes. But yeah, if you could do that, that'd be very helpful.
I got you.
Don't worry about that.
Because I already know how it is. That it got to a point with this, when I had it, I couldn't keep driving it, because I didn't want to, like, further damage it.
Yeah,
so
no, that's how I felt. That's why I was like, let me just park this. Because it was like, undo what I just did. I was like, nope, I'm gonna park this until the valve cover. I'm not gonna keep throwing plugs in this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I don't like how close this hose is. Because I'm gonna get this one bolt out. I feel like I gotta put too much pressure on this one. I'm not even worried about the hose. I'm worried about that goes to the heater pump too. Pretty sure it goes to the heater pump. At least one of them. Because I know the other one runs to the bottom. That's for the rear. But
it was the heater core.
Your heater core. Your heater core is, I think yours is over there to the left. At least the air box is over there. Heater core is basically a mini radiator, and that's how you get your heat. The coolant that goes through your radiator, it flows back there through a valve, which should be this hose right here. That's what this line is. And it tees off. I don't know if you see it tees off and it goes down. That's probably where you get the rear.
Oh, yeah.
You have this hose and you have the bottom hose. That's your heater core. One's an inlet, one's an outlet. And basically the coolant flows through the heater core. Basically the temperature it is out here is the temperature it'll get up to in there. And then you just turn your heat on, and then you're adjusting. When you turn the temperature, you're adjusting that valve, and it decides how much heat it lets into the cabin.
Gotcha.
When you put the AC on, it does the same thing. How much Freon, how much heat are we letting through? Because it doesn't really adjust the temperature. It's just how much heat it lets back in there to like make your AC the temperature you're trying to set it to.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So now I got the bolts out. Take these coils out. So this one's good. Yeah, like I said, the only misfire I know is this middle one. This middle one. I got no oil on it, but you see that color? And I can smell it. I know this one wasn't firing. So you might have to do that. I'm gonna probably do a valve adjustment on this part. That's the only one that really smells, is that middle one.
And you said it's like you're looking for like a sweet smell?
Well, no, sweet smell mean coolant. If I had smelled the sweet smell, I wouldn't have bought this, brother. I'd have been like, yo, you got a head gasket. So no, I just like it smell like kind of like gas. I don't know how to explain it. Well, here, like try to smell that. You saw that smell strong, and you don't really smell nothing on that one.
Yeah.
So it's like you smelling gas because it's a misfire, and you're getting unburnt feel in that one cylinder. That's kind of why, if you look, the valves look a little more wet than the other ones. Like, you see how it's shiny?
Yeah.
That's because it's probably getting wet with fuel, and it's not burning it. You get what I'm saying? That's what a misfire is. A misfire is that cylinder is not getting a spark or a compression or something on time, and what happens is, instead of it combusting all the fuel and then fuel vapor going out your exhaust, it's not. You're getting up fuel like liquid staying in there, and then just over time it goes out the exhaust, and then you end up needing a catalytic converter and all of that nonsense.
Okay.
Alright, now all I gotta do, bolts and this hose off. So we're gonna get this hose off next.
And what's that hose for right there? That's
This is a breather valve. So
okay.
A positive crankcase ventilation. So look, this goes to your engine. So all that pressure that's in your gas 2 times. You burn it initially, and it goes back, gets recycled again to get burned again. A lot of people actually do what's called an EGR delete, which they'll actually put a plate there, block that off, and then you won't recycle the gas. And I know some people that even remove emission stuff, which is illegal. You're not supposed to do that, but for the same result.
Okay.
Or something, because anything down in there, on the valves, and you're gonna miss. I would do that. Not to say I'm not too worried about it, but
so even something as small as a leaf could bend it, or not really.
Probably burn that up. I'd probably burn up. But like a nut, a screw, a piece of metal, a piece of plastic. Like, you don't want nothing in them valves. It's a 06 and valves 20 years old. Like, so it's like, these I don't want to snap. Like, if I snap something else, it's like, is there a way around it? Yeah. These guys, one, it's a pain in the butt to get to, because you gotta take the intake off every single time. Unless until I put that spacer on there, which I might honestly just do. Earlier, so I'd have just gone down
what time they close today?
5. They stopped letting you in the shop, I think, on the lot at like 4:30 or something. Or maybe they stopped letting you in at 5 and they close at 5:30. I don't know. All I know is they ain't letting me in there. They're gonna be like, what you want? Oh, I'm just coming to get this. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's gonna take you 20, 30 minutes to take off. We trying to leave. I'm gonna say, nope.
That's one thing I tell you is completely different from like Pennsylvania. These bugs out here, they're like, yeah, they less scared. They less scared of you.
Yeah.
Like, they more like they want to see what you doing.
Yeah, what you about to do? Say this valve cover. Why? You want to help?
I'm like, nah, I'm gonna bite you though. You just keep doing that.
Like, this that scares me.
What happened?
You see how skinny these one is short.
They're bad.
And I snapped one of these, of course, on my Acura, and I was very, very unhappy. But I just siliconed it, and thank God it didn't leak. But essentially, you are now opening a can of worms for it to leak now. It's not hard, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, I might just leave those alone and not risk breaking anything else today.
So I know you said normally there's usually like what, 5 bolts?
Yeah. I can see back here. Normally they're like, oh, get in. What do you call
yeah.
Just Ridgeline, Acura, RDX, MDX, TX. Just hold it where it's at. I'm just gonna fight putting the new one back on. I always do. It's alright though. Just pull this up like that. Put your finger here under. Just lift it up like that. I ain't worried about this gasket. Just want to get this cover up. Putting it back in is going to be a pain, but it is what it is. This isn't even bad, honestly, bro. I might just reuse this crap.
It just wasn't on right?
I don't think so, because it looked like it was sticking out right here. So this is where the oil was coming from. It was coming right here. You could tell, because see how that's dry and this whole side has...
Yeah. So would there be oil on the back side as well? Like,
yeah. And that's what I'm about to do right now. So he did this, right? Whoever did this, you're only really supposed to put silicone right here, which is what he did. But you see oil around here means this wasn't sealed right. That's where the oil was going.
Gotcha.
But the only other thing that I was expecting to see, which was kind of scaring me, I was expecting this guy to be torn.
But that wouldn't cause that? You see that little tear right there?
I don't think so. I might just put some silicone on it.
Now, if this part was up, right, would that cause oil to get into that or no? Because it's not connected.
No, because what this does, you can't see it. You see these guys right here?
Yep.
So this is the spark plug tube. So that seal goes around here. So this is just a very different setup. That's why that valve cover is the way it is. Because it has to have space for that. It's just, this is not, I'm not just saying not the setup I'm used to, it's just this isn't what was on my CL. But these are all okay. Normally, like I said, what I would do is I put a screwdriver in here.
Can you pull it up?
Pop them out, and then replace this. But I'm gonna clean this, clean that. I want to see back there to see if there's anything back there, maybe. But you'd be surprised, why something caught back there, and that's why I didn't seal properly.
That's what you're talking about, right? Okay.
And so, I don't know which one's at top dead center. I really want to do a valve adjustment, and I think I'm going to. But see how that has play? So
yeah.
This one is probably at top dead center. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's just you're not fighting against the firewall. Like I said, if this was a BMW.
Oh yeah, you'd have a whole bunch of stuff.
6 in a row, and the last 2 is back under there. And when I tell you, good luck. Good luck. You know what I mean? But we'll holler at y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in for part 2. Take it easy.